Hey everyone, again, just giving you a little quick flyby intro on these cards. There's this one and this one, which again are just a lot of paper layering. So I'll just give you a quick rundown. Again, plain piece of cardstock, fold it, apply the pattern. So we'll start with this guy first. So apply that, stick it down because we don't have any stamping on this part. So you just do stick, stick, stick. Use the blue tape runner or some liquid glue if you need it because it's harder for you, and then stick it down like so, right in the middle. Once you line up, I try to use these grid lines for a reason so I get it straight. All right, once you've done that, we're gonna stick, I did the die cuts for you. We're going to stick one of these on the card. But what we'll do, because I made it kind of look quirky by cutting half of it off so that you get a little bit of a difference to the cards. You would just do that with a pair of scissors, cutting it. But for now, as you see, I don't know if you noticed, but I added dimension to it as well. So like they're a little bit raised up here. So, and I've done it on both levels. So what we'll do is we'll pop dot that, and then we will stamp on the white piece. I will show you here. I will do that first though, because as I said before, always stamp before you stick. And I will just show you. I'm using the green, the fern green here. Do a random stamp over here like this. And then, like I said, on this card, I've moved it far to the right so that we can then put the sentiment on there, because it's just an accent to the card. Doesn't matter which way around you do it. After I've done that, I will save that. And then I've used the poppy ink to do the orange flower. Now, again, doesn't have to be perfect. It's just enough to give that accent there. And again, you just line it up, stamp it down, and stamp off. So I did that with both, and as you can see, it looks pretty cool. All right, and then do the sentiment, because again, before you stick, you always want to do the sentiment. I actually think I didn't put one of the inks in there. This is a good reason I'm doing what it's running through. Hold on a sec, I am missing the blue that I used, which I believe is over here. I'll try the crystal blue. It's been a while since I've used it, so sorry about that, but and that's for my sentiment, depending on what I want to say. A lot of mine I'm just using basic sentence, because you can always switch it out. I didn't have a sentiment lined up for this guy, but I do have it in one of my stamp sets, you see? So it's beautiful. This is for my beautiful friend. So I will use that one. And you can choose any from here. Actually, there's actually some really nice sentiments on this stamp set, but I'll use this one. And again, we stick it on. And before I stamp on this, because I want to make sure it's the right color, because there's so many different shades of blue with our colors, I'll stamp on here. Yeah, it looks good. Just making sure it matches with the blue that's in the card here, because, you know, you want it to represent that. And I'm just going to stamp on here as far as I can over here. And as you can hear, my cat, Millie, is beside me. And then we do this. So what I'm going to do now is I will attach it to the cardstock, oops, excuse me, onto this. And then from there I can do a little trimming so that it's just off the edge, so that it gives it a little bit of a character. And again, I'm going to use pop dots because I find those give it dimension, and it actually makes a huge difference. I will send in some different types of adhesive, which I know most of you know about, but for now I'm going to use these pop dots that you guys know how to use. So I will stick it on the back. These are probably a little too small, but I'll send you the bigger ones, because these ones drive me nuts because they're titchy. But it gives the card a little bit more dimension and some depth, and it's something I've always kind of done ever since I went this way. We will peel all those backings off like you've done before, Might need help with that if it's a hard trouble, but remember, stick them on first and then peel the second backing off, because it's hard to do both with one finger and then stick it on. Even with me, and I've got nails, so like this little one is not going to my plan. And most of them are off. Hold on, one more. And one more. So I can stick this on my card now. Now I've centerized it. And I'm going to put it just a little bit off from the bottom, because who needs it right in the middle, right? Like, my plan is once I've stuck on the white piece with the actual sentiment, I'll then do a trim, and then you won't even notice. Like, it's a really good effect. So I'm also going to put some on this one. I'm convinced I had bigger pop dots, but I do not see them here. I'm probably got them packed in a bag somewhere as usual. And stick them on here. And ta-da! Things get sticky. So one more, I think, just to, again, give it that depth. Peel off the backings. Hoping most of you know what you're doing here, because if you've been to my classes for the last year or so, you know how I prep and what I get you guys to do, and you learn the use of the word pop dots and stamping before sticking. All my little mottos that I have. All right, so now that this is on, I'm going to centerize this, and again, it's just a quick, easy thing to do. Once I've done that, I'm going to get a pair of scissors, and I'm going to, as you can see, it's a little bit of an overlap, but that's okay because it's just a bit of extra. But to give it some depth, I'm going to cut it so the design looks really cool. So that's what I did with this card. Now, again, I could probably trim it a little bit more if I wanted to, but I like it as it is. And then I did put some yellow enamel dots in there if you want to do that, or you could add sparkly ones. I was trying to be different and not always apply sparkle. So that is that card, which I've made. And then we also have this one, which is, again, just as easy. It's just stick on the paper, use a plain piece, stick this on once again. And again, you're not limited. Now I'm going to use my tape. You're not limited to the side I did. I just chose it because I thought it was the prettiest of the two. But if you're a green fan and you want to do green, you could do that too. I just try to go with what I think you ladies would like. And most of our cards are for our female friends because, you know, that's what we do. We're just handing it out to our friends. And again, stick it down in the middle. I've got a pink strip that I put down. So rotate the card like this. Now this one I didn't give this depth. I just laid it across, but you could if you wanted to. I just haven't because I'm going to do it with the actual tag up there. So you did that, and then so one thing with the glitter tags, these guys, when you stick stuff onto the glitter, it's really hard. So you have to use what I call Suquan tape. There's a special tape to make sure that it sticks. It's this stuff here. I'm going to leave some in there. It's rippable, but it does a really good job of sticking onto the glitter. So while you first obviously stamp on the sentiment you want, then when you stick it on here, you use this tape because it's the only stuff that will stick to this glitter. The underside of the glitter is perfectly fine to use this tape because this is not a problem. But I think on my sample, I actually use pop dots again just to raise it up a little bit there. There's a little bit of a raise to give it, again, depth and dimension. And for this card, I used the Bluebell ink because it's Bluebell color. And you could do any stamp, I guess. Like, I'm not limited. So I guess size-wise, you might be limited. I did leave a couple of sentiment stamps in there. Choose any style or size you want. I'm going to pull one out of here that's easier. It's not the same as that one, but the whole point's not to be the same. Here we go. I'll just use this one. I like this font. This font's nice. Now, I did put an extra, no I didn't. I was gonna say an extra block in there, but you could just take it off this one. It's not a big deal. Peel that other one off. And then do again another random stamp. And then until you think it's covered in ink, and then center it and stamp, lift up, and we're up. See, look, I even did a bobo. Look at I did that. Can you see? Silly me. Now, because these are clear stamps, I could actually try and attempt. I'm going to do it. I'm going to attempt to see if I can do it again. But if it doesn't work out, I can always flip it over and see. That wasn't too bad. I could still use that. It's not too bad. You look a little drunk, a little blurred vision, but yeah. So I'm gonna use this, and I will stick it on my card and on my glitter. And like I said, we're gonna use this stuff, this Suquan tape. It's rippable, so when you use it, I'll show you. So you do this, and you can just go tear, and it's really easy. And then we stick it on, and then again we have to peel off the backing. I will leave you with a pair of my tweezers. I seem to have lost one pair, so if you find a really sharp pair, you'll know it's mine. And then I stuck it on here. There we go. And give it a rub, and then again use some pop dots at the back, and your card is done. Now, a lot of you ladies have probably done this before, so I don't have to show you. That's all good. And what I'll do is in the baskets, there'll be a bundle of envelopes for you. Now, you can also, if you want to get extra creative, you can decorate those. If you want to put an extra swirl or like an extra pattern on it, because it really goes a long way. It makes a really pretty card. And it just personalizes it, which I think people appreciate when they get cards. Especially in this day and age, because not many people do cards anymore, which is sad. So it's a dying breed, I guess. Anyways, I'll send this through. Anyways, and you'll have your card. Now, if you have any requests for anything in particular, like you want to do, say, a man card, or you want to do a little, kid card or a teenager card, just send a note or let Christine know, and I will work on something. In the meantime, you will have a finished card, and you're good to go. So you have two cards. You have this one and this one, and it's super easy to do. Hopefully you have fun doing them, and just give me any feedback you need. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.